My dead friend sent me a voice message last night. If your dead friend suddenly texted you, what would you do? Now imagine if it wasn't just a message, but a voice recording, their voice calling your name at 2:47 in the morning. This is not a ghost story. It's a real case pulled from digital forensic records, backed by phone company data, and verified screenshots. Tonight, we dive into one of the most disturbing modern mysteries of online life, the case known as the message from the grave. Before we begin, hit subscribe, leave a comment below if you've ever had something strange happen on your phone, and make sure your notifications are on. You might want someone awake with you for this one. The message. Ethan Moore never liked silence. He'd always filled his apartment with sound, the low hum of music, podcasts, the mechanical rhythm of his computer fan. Silence meant his thoughts could catch up to him, and lately, his thoughts had grown darker. 6 months had passed since Ryan Miller's funeral. 6 months since the late-night argument that ended with a slammed door and tires screeching down a wet road. Ethan hadn't spoken to anyone about the fight. Not Ryan's sister, not the few mutual friends who still texted occasionally to check in. He'd just gone quiet. That night, rain fell steady outside. The city was half asleep, glowing in patches under amber streetlights. Ethan sat at his desk, working on a client logo, when his phone buzzed once. The sound startled him, one sharp vibration against the wooden desk. He glanced over and froze. The name on the lock screen read, Ryan Miller Candle. He didn't move. For a second, he thought his eyes were playing tricks on him. The contact photo, Ryan in his blue hoodie, laughing under bright daylight, looked painfully alive. It shouldn't have been possible. Ethan had archived their chat months ago. The number was supposed to be disconnected. Still, there it was, a notification from WhatsApp. A new message. It wasn't text. It was a voice note. 0:13 seconds. Timestamp, 2:47 a.m. Ethan's mouth went dry. He hesitated for a long moment before swiping open the app. The familiar green interface appeared. The little gray triangle icon blinked, waiting. He pressed play. At first, nothing. A faint crackle of static, like wind across a microphone. Then, a shallow breath. And then, unmistakably, Ryan's voice. Ethan, why didn't you answer? The sound was so soft, so real, that it felt like Ryan was standing right beside him. His tone wasn't angry, just tired. So, Ethan's heart pounded so hard it hurt. He replayed it once, twice, then again, searching for distortion, any digital glitch that might explain it away. But it was too perfect. No warping, no lag, just his dead best friend whispering through the phone. He dropped the device on his desk, staring at it as though it might move. His reflection trembled faintly in the black screen. By 3:01 a.m., his curiosity overpowered fear. He typed a single message. Who is this? He waited. The clock ticked. No reply. Then, message deleted. The voice note vanished. The chat thread showed no media. Just blank space. Ethan closed the app and tossed the phone onto the couch. He didn't sleep that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he could hear Ryan's voice again. The breath, the question, the sound of gravel underfoot before the recording cut off. At 9 a.m., his phone buzzed again. He jumped. It was a text, but this time, from Ryan's sister, Chloe. Hey, weird question. Did you text Ryan's old number last night? Ethan stared at the screen for almost a full minute before typing back. No. Why? Her reply came instantly. Because I got a missed call from it at 2:48 a.m. Thought maybe it was some weird group chat glitch or something. He didn't respond. He couldn't. That evening, Ethan deleted Ryan's contact entirely. But when he opened WhatsApp again, the chat had returned. Only this time, there was no profile photo. Just a blank gray circle and a single word message. Listen. And below it, another voice note. Minute. Complete. He deleted the entire app. But that night, when he went to bed, his phone lit up once more on the bedside table, screen glowing white in the darkness, no sound, just the same unread message icon flashing quietly at 2:47 a.m. Ethan didn't check it. He couldn't bring himself to. But deep down, a thought had already taken root. What if it really was Ryan? The investigation. 3 days passed. Ethan tried to act normal. He went to work, sat through meetings, forced conversations, and deleted the app again, this time from his cloud backups too. But each night at almost the same minute, he'd wake to the faint glow of his phone. Always 2:47 a.m. Always that same gray notification. No sender name. No message preview. He replaced his SIM card. Bought a new phone. Switched numbers. It didn't matter. The messages followed him. By the fourth night, exhaustion drove him to act. He called his service provider, demanding a full log check. The representative on the line, a tired-sounding woman, placed him on hold for several minutes. When she returned, her tone had changed slightly. "Sir, I'm not seeing any inbound messages or voice notes from that contact ID. Your number wasn't active during those times." "What do you mean not active? I was literally awake. I got them." "There's nothing in our system, Mr. Moore. Are you sure it wasn't a cache notification?" He hung up before she finished. He knew what he'd seen. That evening, he logged into Ryan's old Gmail, the shared account they'd used for freelance projects. He hadn't touched it in months. Password recovery took 2 tries. When he finally got in, his stomach dropped. The inbox was active. Someone, or something, had been logging in. IP traces showed random access points across the city, some at impossible hours. One unread message sat at the top. Subject, "You there?" Sender, the same account. Attached was a single file, message 001.mp3. The sound was clearer this time. Static, then breathing, then Ryan again. Softer, strained, almost pleading. "Please, come back to the road." Ethan froze. The road. The same one where Ryan's car had crashed into a roadside barrier 6 months earlier. He checked the metadata. The file creation time, yesterday, 2:47 a.m. Device, unknown Android. Location, blank. He felt nauseous. The next evening he drove. The road lay outside Leeds, a lonely stretch of asphalt flanked by skeletal trees and soaked grass. Rain had begun again, steady and cold. He parked near the faded bouquet that marked the crash site. For a while, he just sat in silence. Then, almost instinctively, he opened his phone camera and took a picture. The timestamp on the photo? 2:47 a.m. His screen flickered. A new notification appeared. One new voice note, Ryan Miller. Hands trembling, Ethan pressed play. The voice was closer now, almost behind him. If it's cold here." He turned, scanning the dark roadside, heart hammering. Wind hissed through the grass. Then, a crunch. Footsteps. Behind him. He spun. Nothing. Just the reflection of his car headlights bouncing off wet leaves. When he looked back at his phone, the message was gone. Deleted. He drove home shaking. Later that night, as he scrolled through his gallery, he noticed something strange. In the photo he'd taken of the roadside memorial, just behind the bouquet, a faint figure stood by the barrier. Out of focus. Wearing a blue hoodie. The reply. Ethan's story spread online within days. He'd posted screenshots, voice clips, and metadata to a digital mysteries subreddit under a throwaway username __leads. By morning, the post had over 20,000 upvotes. Commenters argued endlessly, glitch, hacker, afterlife signal. A tech expert from Germany downloaded the file and ran waveform analysis. His results were bizarre. The same voice track appeared twice, layered slightly apart, one timestamp from 6 months ago, the other from last week. "Impossible," he wrote. Like someone resent a message from a phone that doesn't exist. Others pointed out that the background sound, that faint gravel crunch, matched the audio of Ryan's crash scene from police dashcam footage. Someone had compared them frame by frame. It was identical. Ethan was overwhelmed by the attention. He started receiving private messages from strangers claiming similar experiences, messages from deceased relatives, late-night calls from disconnected numbers, even voicemail greetings reappearing years after deletion. He wasn't alone. But that didn't make it less terrifying. 2 weeks later, the final incident happened. Ethan had unplugged everything: phone, Wi-Fi, smart speaker. He'd even placed his devices in a drawer. At exactly 2:47 a.m., his Alexa device beeped softly, then powered on. A faint static filled the room. Then Ryan's voice, clear and unmistakable. "Ethan, I didn't send it." Ethan froze in bed, his breath visible in the cold air. "Then who did?" he whispered. Silence. Then the speaker crackled again. "Message received." The blue light turned off. The next morning, Ethan's apartment was found locked from the inside. His phone lay face down on the floor, screen cracked, the camera still recording audio. The waveform pulsed faintly for 12 minutes, capturing nothing but silence and one final whisper. "Ethan." Authorities logged it as an unexplained digital anomaly. His Reddit post vanished the same day, deleted by the user, but no one could trace which device performed the deletion. Weeks later, a backup surfaced on an archive site. Inside, investigators found a single new file uploaded automatically to Ethan's cloud, message_replied.mp3. The file lasted 0.27 seconds. It contained two voices, faint but distinct. One was Ryan. The other sounded exactly like Ethan. If you've ever lost someone close to you, and your phone lights up at night with their name, don't play it. Sometimes the message isn't from who you think it is. If you made it this far, drop a comment. Would you listen to a message from the dead? Hit subscribe, like, and share. New real-life horror cases drop every week. And remember, some connections never really end.